Hey y'all, it's Jen with Pleasantly Scattered. I was originally thinking about doing I just bumped the camera, sorry. A horizontal for the classic as a journal page. But I was thinking my big is a catch-all, so why not do a journal/notes page for it? Now I know I have filler paper and I could just use that. But I wanted to decorate a spread using fun florals with these. Now, I struggle with foil, so I'm forcing myself lately to use foil. But I liked this set, so I think we're gonna go with it. I have also pulled some quotes, some box stickers. I think these match. Yeah, those are the same color. In yellow, which the yellow matches really well. Now the purple that I pulled, I'm already going wonky. I liked the contrast. So I think we're gonna go with that. And then the washi, I know this is not this shade of pink, but if you look in here, it pulls very nicely to that shade. And the teal matches very nicely. So I thought we would alternate the washi. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Let's set this to the side and this to the side and get started with washi. So what's going on? It is currently Friday morning. My hubby is working from home today, getting some things done. And then we will work out and then get showered and run a few errands. I don't want to pull the washi too tight or else it'll curl the paper. And then we have baseball evaluations and draft. So we've got to go to that this evening. We currently have 5 players and need to pull 5 more. So we'll go evaluate and draft. Now this spread layout came from Lemony Fizz. I think it's lemonyfizz.com. For free. So I thought, why not? And I'm trying to go as straight as I can, but I don't want to cover up that checkbox. Make it still functional. Okay. So we're going to skip that top line. And I'm actually doing well by lining up at the end and not having a bunch of excess. I normally have to have a bit hanging off to grab onto, but it's working so far. What else is new? Kids start back to school next week. Oh, I jinxed myself. I have a senior and an 8th grader. So they will be going back. We've done their wellness and sports physicals. I've got to get those scanned in, or notarized and scanned in. And because everything is online nowadays. The kid, the oldest, plays basketball and works. So he just settled on the realization he's only going to be able to work 1 day a week while school's in session because he'll have basketball every day. And he needs 1 day over the weekend for studying and making sure everything is done and ready for the next week. So he's not real happy about not having a paycheck, not having much of a paycheck. I said, welcome to reality, son. And he didn't exactly save a whole lot, bought a bunch of things for his Land Rover, and it's not running, and I think it's comical. The lessons learned, right? So, and he's got a girlfriend, so they're going to see Spider-Man. He has been a Spider-Man freak since Spider-Man and Star Wars since he was a kid, or since he was little. He's still a kid, even though he thinks he's grown. All right, I jinxed myself. There we go. Hope my head's not in the way, but I need to see what I'm doing. So yeah, he's going to see the new Spider-Man movie with his girlfriend. It's fun watching their personalities grow. He's blossomed into quite the witty, fun human being. Did you see me attack that? I was like, don't you come up. Oh, that is crooked. And it's not wanting to come up off that paper. There we go. So I have been printing on just regular copy paper because I'm being stingy with my 32-pound paper. I guess I should have really done that, but I'm thinking if I like this as if I like journaling a little bit or making these as notes pages, depending on what I end up doing during the school year, I will likely be subbing. If I just make notes about the school and decide whatever, if I want to go back to that school or not, or just to write in while the day is going, I will likely print this on my 32-pound paper and keep going with it. But I'm trying out different things for my catch-all so I can decide what I want to do. So because it may not be an everyday, this is going to be quite a colorful spread. It may not be an everyday journal. I'm not the type of person that likes to journal every day. Just as the mood strikes me, I'm going to go ahead and white out these so that I can pop in a box and just write in the date. And the to-do list may not even have anything to do with that day. It may just be a running to-do list and I can just pop the date in on the side or something. But I did say I wanted to alternate now. Do I want it with the green? Oh, I like that. And then the pink and purple. Yeah, I'm thinking I like that. It's pretty. I'm out of frame. I know. I'm sorry. I just wanted to lay it down and see what I thought. Yeah. Let me just see. No, I like it there. Okay. So I can pull this other one to the side and just get started on it first. I think I actually want to work on this side first. because I'm going to start laying down some color, some florals. Okay, yes, I'm aware I've got a mess going on over here. You know, I'm curious if there is any creator, any decorative planner that actually is super organized while they're doing this. Like, has no mess to clean up whenever they're done. Is that a thing? My husband's working from home. He probably thinks I'm crazy in here talking to myself. Ooh, I think I might have gone a little too deep with that slice. Let's put it this way then. Is it going to cover the whole part? I don't want to cover the whole part of the washi. I got my washi a little too tight there. That's okay. It'll be all right. The microphone's not picking me up enough. Comment and let me know and I can talk a little louder. I'm just not used to talking to myself. And as I've been saying, I am aware my nails look horrible. I just don't want to spend the money on it yet. I'm not really going anywhere right now. I'm just staying home, so it's not that important to me. I know you have to look at it, but I wouldn't say I'm cheap. Money savvy, maybe? So I don't like to spend the money if I don't need to right now. Make sense? Now these boxes I did make in Canva. They were originally made for my half letter. So they're a little smaller than a normal Happy Planner box, but I'm trying to use up what I've got before I go printing a bunch of stuff. And yes, I'm wearing a hoodie because even though it's summertime, I'm freezing to death all the time. Wax paper. This washi keeps coming up and it's frustrating me. All right, I know I want this one down and this one down. Ooh, I have peeled up the backing and it still doesn't want to come off. And this one has to go somewhere because of the yellow. And I do have a little bit for the other side, so. But I was thinking in this corner, be still. I don't want to cut off a bunch, but I was thinking since the teal washi is down here, I don't want it right up against it. I like it that way. And it's okay if it's going to cover that other. I just want to cut off as little of the sticker as possible. Now, do I cut it off at the line? I feel like since the washi is... Yeah, I guess I will. I really should have grabbed my straight edge because that's probably not very straight. And I'm the type that likes to use all the pieces. Ugh. And did that even cut? I don't think that even cut through. So it looks like we're going to do it again because it's not coming up. Grab a hold of the thing. Oh, that feels like it went through that time. Might have even gone through the paper. Oh, lovely. It's tearing the sticker. It's that foil. Ugh. See if I can get this up without tearing the paper. You have to almost talk nicely to it. There we go. It tore it a little bit, but not enough to really matter. I'll have to piece that back together when I decide to use it again. All right. Pretty. Pretty, pretty. And now this one, I don't mind if it overlaps the washi because it's primarily this color. And I will cut off that little bit. I like that. And my paranoia has me jumping up to make sure I'm still recording. Because yesterday I was recording and my phone ran out of storage. So it cut off on me. Pretty. And I'll do the same thing over here. I'll take my squisher and squish them down here in just a second. Trying to keep my head out of your way. Trying to cut the sticker and not the paper. Takes just the right amount of pressure. And I must not have even done the right amount because it feels like the sticker isn't coming up. And y'all saw me run that twice, didn't you? What in the world? There. Wow. Well, they will still get used. You just have to squish them down a little better. That's about as much as I knew I wanted to do right away. As I'm how far in? Okay, those are down. All right, I had a quote again with the foil. Oh, so I went through and pulled a bunch of quotes and made my own sticker book. And suddenly, you know it's time to start something new and trust the magic of new beginnings. That is definitely true for me right now. I was a teacher for 12 years and recently left teaching. It just got to be the expectations for the teachers were not the same for success of the students and by the students. Make that make sense. In other words, the students could be a hot mess, but I still had to make them grow. And it wasn't working. See if I can get this somewhat straight. Now it is dot grid behind it, but I don't think it's gonna show up, except there's something, a fiber or something is behind that sticker. There we go. pretty, pretty, pretty. So it was time for me to step back for a little while. And I love teaching. And so maybe the opportunity to do that every now and then with subbing will be there. But I don't like the expectations that are placed on me. When what I'm given isn't working. All right, I did say I needed that yellow piece to pop in. Now, do I want, oh, I have 2 more on the other page, so yeah, I want this one somewhere. Pop it up in that corner, or do I go along the side? Yeah, I think I'm gonna go along the side. Or do it. No, I want up there. And then I'll use my scraps to fill in. And luckily, I'm in a position where I can work part-time. Husband's super supportive of that, with the oldest being a senior and all the things that he's going to be coming up. And I have devoted so much time to my students. Pretty. All right, let's put a few in on the other side, and then we'll really decide more within where we're going with it. Okay. I don't think I want the large pieces on this side, but I do have some larger elements, and then I need to pop in some of these. Now, I did put this piece on the top corner, so it may go, I'm thinking it may go down here. Is that too matchy-matchy? If I do like that? Or should I do it? I think I should do it along here. Let's do that. Or do I put this yellow one in? So it's not so matchy-matchy, but it still brings in the yellow. Oh, I gotta put in my boxes first. That'll help me determine. Let's do that. Okay, so the yellow went with the teal. Get my mat back so I'm not cutting up my table. I bet y'all were yelling at me, put in your boxes. Ooh, that felt a little heavy-handed. No? Okay. It was yellow and teal, right? Yeah. Anyway, so I have enjoyed having the summer completely off. Usually, everybody's like, oh, you have all summer. No. If you're a teacher, you know. Because I am the type, I used an electronic platform for my lesson plans so that I could just copy and paste some lessons and, you know, modify what worked and what didn't, or put ideas for what worked and what didn't, so that based on the next year's group, I could have ideas going forward, but have a general idea of what resources I used to teach that lesson and blah, blah, blah. So over the summer, I took the month of June off for travel and things with my family and just to relax. But then I was back at it in July with lesson plans and prepping things for the classroom and making resources or tweaking resources. The month of July was very busy. And then going back into the classroom and resetting things up, because every year at the end of the year you have to break everything down and everything goes up on shelves. The floors are completely bare so that they can take care of the floors, and then you've got to reset up your entire classroom, replace all the things that the kids destroyed that you paid your hard-earned money on. Yeah. Lap desks that were broken, stepped on, because they don't pay attention to where they're going. You know, all the things. All right, that's that. Let's now go back in. Now, if I do it, I want to go that direction because of the yellow and the purple. So I don't want it in this corner going up. I want it on this side going up. And that'll still bring it in on both sides, but not be so matchy-matchy across from each other. And try to stay within the line so I can cut off as little as possible there. Okay. Now, let's see what I've done over there. I could put, I don't have a lot of this color in there yet, but I don't have a lot of that color in the decor. So do I even, well, yeah, in the florals. So let's do I do a little one? Because in this flower, there is that color. Or do I go ahead and do a big one? I think I'm gonna do a big one. But go up this way. All right. And then I do want to bring in this teal. I'll bring it in over here. Do I cut off some of the leaves? Yeah. And then I'm going to go in with smaller elements around and through. These clear stickers are hard to cut. Oh, why did it go that way? Did you see that? It pulled right along that leaf. It did not lift up where I cut. Okay, those are small enough. I don't think I'll reuse them. That's good because they curled up on me. All right, let's lay it down next to the other one and see where we want to pop in some of the smaller elements. It's cute. I would want to journal on that, would you? Let's see. Let's find some smaller things. Like maybe these scraps. I could bring this one in over here, maybe. Or, yeah, I think we'll do that. Or do I put it down here? Nah, we'll do it right here. And squish it down. Wrong one, because that one tears the paper when you try to squish it down. It's great for a cutter, not so great for squishing. Okay. And then use this other piece. Maybe right there, or something over here. And then these other flowers, so that I can utilize space, I'm going to be cutting them in half and sprinkling them in around. crinkled this one when I was trying to get it up, so hopefully I can lay it down flat. Nope, nope. There we go. All right. Let's go back to more small pieces and see what we got. We could do, let's see, a little pink piece on this side and a little one on that side. I do need to bring in more of the pink. Let's do this. My allergies are bugging me this morning. Okay, I did cut it smaller on one side on purpose because I already have a big piece over here. Is it bugging you that my papers are crooked? Maybe, maybe not, but it's bugging me. All right, now do I put it here when it's right there? Yes. Or do I put it like this? Let's put it like that. Okay. And then this piece, I like that, how that did that. So, but I don't want them on the same line. So let me just pop it in over here. Where do I go? From the bottom, maybe? Let's go from the bottom. Okay. So it's not all matchy-matchy. And then this side needs something. Something needs to go on here. We need another teal over here and another purple. Let's do the teal coming in up top up here next to here. I gotta pull it over so I can see it. Do I do it next to it or underneath here? I like it under there. Okay. So then over here, maybe that's where I go next to. Okay, cute. I feel like this area is pretty bare. If I could do something right there. Do a purple. Now do I cut it or just lay it down? I think to save writing space, I'm just gonna lay it down. Cute. And then do I add in some more of the leaves? Because I don't want to use that other sheet yet. I think I do. I don't want to go too far out of the line though, because I don't want to have to try to cut. And it's going down, like it is saying I'm here. I'm planted already. And I think we're close enough that I don't have to cut it. So that means I need a leaf over here. And it went over the line just a touch, but I think we're gonna leave it. And then I could do a leaf right here. I've got a really big one there, so let's do a smaller one. Cute. I like it. Do I dare add anything else? I feel like now this one needs something. Do I do a... I mean, there's 2 elements in every box. I just feel like this is really bare. Maybe I add a leaf to that. Okay. What do y'all think? Should I just keep going and leaf it up? Or do I pop maybe some of those in down here? One up there. And one down here. Maybe a leaf or 2. So it looks like it's coming off of that. You always think when you see one page you don't have enough to fill in, but you really do. Okay. I just still feel like that's really bare. Okay. I think that's going to do it. All right. If you liked this video, please give it a like. Please comment. Tell me what you think. Or respond to any of the things I talked about in the video. And lastly, if you like my content, please definitely subscribe to see more. And most importantly, have a great day.